All right. We can go ahead and move on to the next team. We had the Carolina Panthers
Okay.
next, and they got a new QB in town. Uh, Baker Mayfield is now the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers, and I expect some good things from the offense this year. We briefly talked about it last week when we kind of talked about the Baker Mayfield trade. But if Baker Mayfield can have any type of resemblance to either rookie year Baker or third year Baker and Christian McCaffrey is healthy, I mean, the Panthers are going to be competing. I'll say that much.
They will be. And I think Baker Mayfield's a big upgrade from Sam Darnold and
Oh,
PJ
yeah.
Jackson or PJ. What's his name?
Walker, Walker,
PJ
PJ
Walker.
Walker, Philip Walker.
Yeah, PJ Walker. It's just a big upgrade. And I think Baker Mayfield is definitely not going to make him a playoff team. We already talked about Tommy Tremble on the podcast. Tremble's going to be solid. He's got all the weapons. He got Anderson. He's got himself, DJ Moore. I think Baker's kind of already proven that it doesn't matter how many weapons you put around him. He's not going to make them all look how they have in their prime. But they're definitely going to be a solid team. They're going to be competing in these games. And they got better on the O-line. They finally have a left tackle. They have Moten on the right tackle, and they have Ekwonu now. I believe that's the only notable pieces on the O-line. I don't think they have guards yet. Could be wrong.
Austin Corbett's been on the team, right?
No, they just signed Austin Corbett.
They signed Corbett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got Corbett at the right guard. They lost Paradis. I know that, but they liked somebody better on the roster. That's why.
Yeah, they got Bradley Bozeman as center now.
Bradley Bozeman, yeah. So, yeah, I feel like they should be solid on offense, but I think I don't think they have enough firepower per se to take over the Saints and definitely not take over the Bucs. I think it's a possibility for the Saints, but I think that Saints defense is too different for the Panthers to be 2 in the division. That's why I got them 3.
Yeah, and the one thing with the Panthers is if the offense is decent, right? Because that team turned the ball over a lot last year.
Yeah.
And I think that hurt defense because if you look at the defensive stats, right, they were top 5 in the NFL against the pass. They're actually the second best defense in terms of yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they were 21st in points per game. A lot of that had to do with the offense giving the defense a lot of short fields. And just also the fact that they didn't really force a lot of turnovers, their defense last year. But I mean, the defense has a lot of talent. If the offense can do their part, I think that'll help the defensive line. I think this defense is type of defense that probably works better when the team has a lead, right? Because you just go ahead and send Brian Burns. You go ahead and send Shaq Thompson. They got Matt Ioannidis now. I still got pronouncing names.
I can't spell his name, but I can pronounce it.
Yeah, Amari Barno I kind of like. They obviously have Derek Brown, who they just drafted a few years ago. They got some guys to get after the QB.
They got Gross Matos as well.
Yeah, Peter Gross Matos.
Thompson, who's just an amazing tackler. They have pieces on defense. I mean, Dante Jackson's kind of a liability at points, but he's okay. And J.C. Horn's finally coming back, so that's going to be fun.
We'll see how C.J. Henderson is. I mean, he's been up and down his career so far. Obviously, a great young safety in Jeremy Chin as well.
Yep.
So they definitely have a lot of pieces. And like I said, I mean, they were second in terms of yardage on defense last year, but it didn't matter because, they still allowed a lot of points. And I mean, but at the same time, I mean, who did they lose besides Stephon Gilmore, who was there for the second half of the season? Did they lose anybody else notable?
Did they? I don't believe so. Terrence Marshall should be breaking out. I don't think they lost anybody. Nah.
And I do have to add, because I know somebody that I know that said it, but they also got Shi Smith at wide receiver. So shout out to Shi Smith. Better hear it because I mentioned him. But yeah, I mean, overall, they got some pieces. What might be the biggest thing is how good is the team with Matt Rule as head coach, right? This is the type of team that I feel like if they don't perform well,
he's gone.
Not only will Matt Rule be gone, but I think it's going to be a coaching gig that will be kind of popular because they will have a lot of pieces. And I think a good head coach can really turn this team around and really get the best out of a lot of these players that do have a lot of potential, but just need someone to come in there and just work with them.
Yeah, they have a lot of bright spots. They're definitely a team for the future more than for now, but they have a lot of bright spots, and I don't think Matt Rule will be coaching that team next year, but whoever is definitely going to be excited for that job.
Yeah, the one thing is we say that potential about a lot of these guys, are kind of
Mm-hmm.
almost last year of their deals, right? Because like Baker Mayfield, you might say, oh, has potential with Baker Mayfield, but he's got 1 year to prove it, or else they're looking for QB or they're putting in Matt Corral or something like that, right?
Yeah, Matt Corral's not going to play.
We'll wait and see, right?
Yeah,
He shouldn't be, but we'll wait and see.
we'll wait and see.